Anyway, moving on, we've got the Express now, and Black Lives Matter have come out in support of terrorists murdering children, and not everyone likes it, Paul.
No. Premier League urged to stop taking a knee for Black Lives Matter over its support for Hamas terrorists. So this has come from Conservative MPs who have criticised the Marxist group. This is the Express's language, not mine. Marxist group, Black Lives Matter.
Well, that's also Black Lives Matter language. They describe themselves as a Marxist group.
They do. That's a very good point. They actually do. You're actually right. Within their literature, they do. I would say this. BLM is the biggest con trick of my life. They have managed to convince large swathes of this planet that it's a force for good.
Yeah.
Do you know the Premier League, and it still probably is rumbling around in the background, used to have an anti-racism campaign called Kick It Out. And it was an awareness campaign. Players would wear the T-shirts. I'm a football fan. I don't want to see racism on the terrorists like I did in the 1980s when my dad used to first take me down to Fratton Park to watch Pompey play. But this has got so far away from it that I think that it's like the Emperor's clothes now. The Premier League, the players, they all think they're doing a good thing, but they don't know what they're kneeling for. Now, what they're saying is they're kneeling for something else. But at the end of the day, they're doing it in the name of BLM. Yeah. And they're doing it for the wrong reasons.
And how did BLM show their support for Hamas?
Sorry, yeah.
Well, they've been tweeting it out.
Oh, in fact, we've got pictures of the tweets here. So this is Black Lives Matter UK saying solidarity with those resisting Israeli war crimes and military occupation. We say free Palestine and support the practical solidarity of Palestinian action. And another tweet, this is from BLM Chicago, says that is all, that is it. And it shows, I mean, this is the most shocking one, it actually shows one of the militants who travelled in a sort of a hang glider with a fan at the back, like a parachute with a fan at the back, sort of like Wile E. Coyote, and flew in to massacre the people, the youths at the music festival. So that's a clear, that's not standing in solidarity with the Palestinian people, that's a clear reference to Hamas.
Had I or you tweeted that image, it would be considered hate speech,
yeah,
and we'd have a knock on the door from a police officer in modern Britain. Yeah. No two ways about it. I know that took place in the States, and they're lucky to have free speech written into their constitution.
Well, it's bizarre.
But that is inflammatory.
Oh, absolutely, and it's bizarre that some of the protests, the pro-Palestinian protests, have been chanting horrific things like "gas the Jews," which is something that, you know, if anybody, if any of us said it, we'd be. I mean, Count Dankula, when he said it in a joke, was convicted of a crime.
His pug said it.
Well, he said it to his pug, but it was clearly part of a joke, and it was obviously not actually celebrating Hitler. The joke rested on the dichotomy between the absolute evil of Hitler and the cuteness of the pug. Whereas when Guardian readers say it for real in a protest, they get a pass. I really don't understand how that works.
Well, like Jimmy Carter, the great American president, said, life is not fair. Life's not fair. There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. I mean, it's just, you have to know that there's a war going on. I say it every single time. The people who are in favor of this act of terrorism against the Jews are fighting for an overall one-world government.
Yeah.
Of course, they're thinking in their head, well, that world is going to be run by them, right? But that's where it comes from. So
I would say, by the way, that I would support that person's right to tweet that. I absolutely would do, because I believe in free speech. But I should be able to, so the same rule should be applied to you and I.
So
not that I would ever want to do anything of that nature.
You want to be racist. So
no, I think that we should be able to see everything and anything for what it is, okay?
Right.
So,
but you're seeing this as a free speech issue. And this is a great station for free speech. But at the end of the day, it's like these people, it's like when you talk about Joe Biden and you say Joe Biden is incompetent. And everyone knows he's incompetent. But if you're a Democrat, you can't see it. It's like you can't see.
But also this, I mean, tweets like this could encourage and inflame tensions in the Middle East and lead to, you know, genuine violence and bloodshed, or excuse people, embolden people to commit it. So, yeah, it's obviously horrific.